So hello everyone. Today I will continue with my last chapter of part first of cognitive revolution of this book Sapiens, and let's begin. So the chapter name is The Flood, and in first page author is telling us that the cognitive revolution brings organization skills and make large population of sapiens that are living in Afro-African continent, and they are able to now communicate with each other and are living in tribes and also have a better uh, routes to travel, and also they are trading with each other. But he is saying that for many years uh, African and Asian sapiens were not able to travel to the islands and remote islands Hawaii and Madagascar and Indonesia archipelago and obviously Australia continent. They were not able to move there because of the sea barrier. And then he say that but after uh, 45,000 year ago they were able to build sea networks also, and the first place where they are able to make sea network is the Indonesian uh, South Asia, Indonesia, like archipelago islands, where the islands are nearby and separated by the straits, narrow straits, and they like the sapiens living there. They are able to make vessels to travel and to trade, and he's saying that because of this development they were able to move to first time they were able to move to uh, Australia, where there is a completely different ecological environment. And he's saying that for many thousand years Australian the flora and fauna on Australian continent was developing in isolation and was unaware about the Homo sapiens. So they when they entered, and after they entered to the Australian continent, then after it he's saying he's telling that the fishermen and the explorers and traders were the first to travel to the Australia. And he's saying that that movement was the greatest movement of our history, because this was the first time that an species living in Afro-Asian mass is leaving the continent and putting their foot on the another continent, that is Australia. So he's saying that that time the sea level was not so high, so because of that it also helps sapiens to travel to Australia. And also he's saying that like uh, because of their because of cognitive revolution, obviously they were able to build boats and vessels, and it helps them to travel to Australia. And he's marking the two islands, Buka and Manas. He's saying that these were the islands that are now submerged under the ocean because of the high level of sea. And he's saying that these two islands were near the Australian continent and near the Indonesian uh, archipelago islands that are if you see the world map, the Australian continent is near the Indonesian islands. So he's saying that from there they travel to Australia, and that was a very great moment of our history. And he's comparing this moment with the uh, Columbus journey to America or the Apollo 2 expedition to the moon. And he's saying that after this, when Homo sapien put his foot on the Australian continent, he became the deadliest species ever in the 4 billion year history of life on Earth. Why author is emphasizing this journey of Homo sapien to Australia? Because he's saying that uh, in the entire history of Homo sapien before they entering in Australian continent, they were like traveling. Like firstly, they were in Africa, and when they moved to like Europe and Asian sites, they were like not affecting the habitant of that particular area where they were like um, moving or living, where they settled. But after moving to Australia, there they changed the ecological cycle of that continent. They become the top notch predator of that area, and completely changed the ecological system of the continent Australia. So when they first enter in the continent, on the continent, they find that uh, they find a completely different ecological system, because the Australian continent was for million years was isolated, and have no like human species on it. So it was the ecology of Australia was different from the ecology of Africa and Asia, where the Homo sapiens were habituated to like to live. So when they enter in the continent, they like see a, they encounter 200 kilogram 2-meter tall kangaroo and a marsupial lion as massive as a modern tiger. That was the continent's largest predator. And they also see koalas far too big to be cuddled, and cute rustled in the trees, and flightless birds twice the size of ostrich sprinted on the plains. Dragon-like lizards and snake 5 meter long slittered through the undergrowth. The giant Dipterodon, a 2.5-ton wombat, roamed the forest. Expect for the birds and reptiles, all these animals were marsupials like kangaroos. They gave birth to tiny, helpless fetus like young, which they then nourished with milk in abdominal pouches. And marsupial mammals were almost unknown in Africa and Asia, but in Australia they regain supremacy. So they find like kangaroos there, marsupial lions, wombats, and koalas that are too big. So snakes like 5 meter long. So they encounter these types of top predators of that continent. So let's read further. And then when Homo sapiens enter, like they encounter these types of animals, they they change the entire ecology of Australia. They like rapidly move to the top of the predator chain, and they broke the food chain of Australia. And here they saying that like within a few thousands years these giants vanished, Of the 24 Australian animal species weighing 50 kilograms or more, 23 become extinct. Out of 24, 23 species become extinct. Of this, they were the top predators of the continent. A large number of smaller species also disappeared. Food chain throughout the entire Australian ecosystem were broken and rearranged according to the Homo sapiens. So they uh, the killer of ecology. Then some scholars believe that uh, the reason for the extinction of these animals may be because of climate change, and then some scholars believe that, but um, Earth is a constant flux of climate change. Like climate change is like happening right now also, and Earth is constantly Earth is facing in every 1,000 year, in every 1 lakh year, Earth faces a ice age, and he's saying that some scholars say that the diptron that was extinct after the arrival of Homo sapiens on the Australian continent was the diptron species faced two ice ages, and how can they only extinct after the arrival of humans, and this theory contradict the theory that it is because of climate change, because climate change is happening in many years, in after some years after, and but because of the arrival of humans on the continent Australia, this ecological disturbance was there, and because of that the extinction of like 23 top predators of continent is because of arrival of homo sapiens. Then he's saying that some scholars are protecting homo sapiens, and making them not guilty for the extinction of the Australian fauna and fauna, and 23 top predators. They are protecting Homo sapiens, like it is a cause of climate change and not the because of Homo sapien. But uh, like most theories are against this. Like they are saying uh, after the arrival of Homo sapiens, they extinct, and secondly they are arguing the first theory that is in favor of Homo sapiens. They are saying that uh, if the climate change is the reason, why not the sea animals, sea creatures not affected by it? Because climate change affect all the animals and species that are living on land, and same that are living on sea. So why not the sea? There is no they don't have any evidence seas creature don't extinct. Only the land creature extinct, and this theory proves that Homo sapiens are the reason for the extinction of the top predators of Australian continent. And they are also giving theories that after 800 year ago, after the arrival of Australian continent by the Homo sapiens, after 800 year ago of that, Homo sapiens reached to the New Zealand, that is the in the south east of the Australia. They reached there, and also they vanish after the arrival of Homo sapiens. within a few centuries, 60% of the flora and fauna of the New Zealand extinct or vanished. And they are also giving example like in northern hemisphere of the Siberia. If Siberia is in Russia, they are saying that there is some islands in the north of Russia. They, when Homo sapiens reached there also, the mammoth species or animal species, they were the very giants animal. They also extinct because of the arrival of Homo sapiens there. And at last they are saying that Homo sapiens looks like an ecological serial killer. All historical records are against Homo sapiens, against us. But also some scholars then say like they are living in a stone age where they don't have enough technology that can affect the extinction of the animals and flora and fauna. How could they cause an ecological disaster? So this is the question, and answer to this is, so the first explanation of the this disaster is that there are three explanations, and the first is that the pregnancy the pregnancy is long of that animals that gone extinct in Australian continent, Dripton uh, and others. The his author is saying that the pregnancy in that animals were very long, like they may take 1 year or 2 years for the delivery of offspring. So also there are long breaks between pregnancy. So due to this if he's saying that if a sapien may cut every week, if he cut one dripton for his for as a food, if he every week he cut one dripton, it is the deaths dripton deaths outnumber their births. So this is the first reason of their extinction. And the next reason he is giving that Homo sapiens were trained to hunt in the Africa and Asia, where there are like large mammals like elephants and other like animals. So they are good in hunting in that area. And though that animals develop a fear inside them that they have to keep distance from these ape like Homo sapien. So they are like having that fear in their uh, lives. But due to the isolation development of Australian continent, where Homo sapiens were not like familiar, or they were the animals living in Australian continent were not familiar with the Homo sapiens. They don't know that they can hunt us, so they don't care about them much. And but slowly they have no like fear of Homo sapien. Also the anatomy of Homo sapiens is not so look that looked so scary. They are thin and have little muscular body, like thin body. So because of that animals don't like afraid from them. So due to which also uh, they got hunted and vanished by our species. So this was the first two reasons. So sorry, this was the first reason, and the second reason I am going to read. So the second explanation is that Like after the arrival of Homo sapien on the uh, Australian continent, they were knowing the usage of fire. So the theory is that if when they arrive in on the continent, they it was alien to them. Everything was alien to them. So they rearrange the setup according to their needs. So we know that Homo sapiens were the Homo sapien hunt trap animals in open fields and grasslands which are open where there is no trees and thick trees where there is no thick trees. So they theories that they use fire and burn out the whole forest and make place open grassland where they can and easily hunt and gather food for them. So hunting and using of fire extinct many animals and many birds obviously that are living on that trees. The This theory arises because a tree named eucalyptus, that is safeda tree, eucalyptus, that was not in the category of the Australian flora and fauna. The eucalyptus was not there, but Homo sapiens bring that eucalyptus there. Not they don't bring, but eucalyptus grow after the on the burned land. So because of the burning activities of the Homo sapiens, this tree grow there well, and obviously the birds and animals that are dependent on such kind of trees that were burned by the Homo sapiens were severely affected, and also the food chain of lions because maybe they were uh, dependent on the animals that are like eating that plants that are burned by the Homo sapiens. So the food chain of lions also collapsed, and like this, Homo sapiens destroy the ecology of Australia. And the third explanation is that the combined factors Homo sapiens and other like climate change and obviously fire destruction, these three equally vanish the entire ecological system and flora and fauna of the uh, Australian continent. So today I'm finishing this here, and tomorrow we will continue. Thank you.